Okay, so facing our hungry ghosts was an important process in finding a place of our own. And so that whole area back there is about hungry ghosts. It's the shadow side. It's what has happened in the past, even to people that you didn't even know, but they were your ancestors or somebody who brought you up. What is it that happened then that is affecting the way you act now? And so we have to look at that shadow side, and we call it the hungry ghost. So we artistically explore unresolved personal conflicts and struggles and frustrations to heal and transform ourselves. So if you look at that later, that's all that wall is the hungry ghost. We use the mixed media, and we examine grief, silence, ethnicity, race discrimination, family and cultural patterns of hurt and longing. The following is an example of how one of my family's hungry ghosts developed. My father was a Kibe who was born in America, educated in Japan, and came back to the United States right before the bombing of Pearl Harbor. He was a proud man who was meticulous about putting up his produce display at his aunt's grocery store. A few days after the bombing, a man came by and knocked his fruit display to the ground. My father was furious, and he wanted to beat him up. My dad knew judo, and he could have beat him up. But my aunt implored him to stay calm. So these similar types of situations experienced over and over again caused intense stifled anger, which affected him and my family for the rest of his life. These hungry ghosts and many other experiences of prejudice, greed, and disappointment affected not only my parents and their generation, but they also affected me and my generation. I'm talking about the incarceration. Making the detained alien enemy Kimono is my way of addressing the mass imprisonment of a whole group of innocent people. My healing comes from knowing that the stories will not be forgotten and will be used to remind us to be vigilant and active about not letting it happen again. Okay, now we're going to go to the Curating JOY part, and that's the rest of it. Well, not the rest of it. That's my piece. It's called Curating JOY, and it's a library catalog cabinet, and it was donated to me by my very good friend Sambo, who's over there in the back with that camera, and he's also he made the stand for it, and I bet you none of you noticed that that stand was made to go with that library catalog cabinet. He did such a great job of matching the whole thing, but amazing, and he gave it to me, generous. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the box. I call it my hummingbird box, and it's about a place of my own. So here's a little story. Okay, during warm summer days, I wake up before dawn, gather my tripod and camera, and walk down to a small pond filled with recycled well water. I have seen Anna's hummingbirds there at sunrise. They take baths after waking up to clean their feathers and drink water. I stand behind a bush pretending they can't see me, although I know they can. 2 or 3, sometimes 4, ignore me as they cling to the top of the tiny waterfall, dipping their heads, fluffing out their feathers, flailing their wings, and taking off and coming back again. I try to take pictures, knowing it is almost impossible to get a clear picture at that time of the day. It's too dark and the hummers move quickly. Still, I return to watch them and the golden sunrise dancing in the cascading water. For now, this is a place of my own. A place of my own is where I feel at home with myself, experiencing inspirational activities that cultivate happiness. This includes being in nature, watching the moon rise and moon set, and concentrating on making new altered cards for my Curating JOY library catalog card cabinet. My art pieces are evidence that I was experiencing being at a place of my own. Attending a place of my own workshops in 2014 in the process of creating my installation, Curating JOY, that's that one right there, have made me realize that joy and gratitude go hand in hand. Through the teachings and encouragement of Cynthia I was able to face my darkness and disarm its power over me, allowing me to cultivate joy in my life. The artists known as a Place Collective hope to inspire community compassion for a new hope of unity, love, and resistance. The artists in this exhibit explore that intersection of chronic heartache and prescriptions for resilience. Please take a look at their incredible art afterwards.